So in the spirit of Halloween, can you be scared to death? So I'm gonna switch to can you be scared to death? Alright, so I think one of you mentioned before broken heart syndrome, right? It's actually called Takotsubo syndrome or stress cardiomyopathy. It's actually named after an octopus trap, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but that's what Takotsubo is. It's octopus trap because the shape of it and the way that the heart changes under stress can actually cause that. So basically in stressful situations, catecholamines are released, and that's good while you're running away from a bear or taking your step exams, step 1 and step 2. So while epinephrine can be very helpful when you're facing a danger, in excessive amounts, the sympathetic activation can actually lead to dangerous effects on organ systems. So if you're thinking of like an instant, sudden, you just got scared, you're taking step 1, it's bad, it's worse than you ever could have thought. The first thing, it can cause like a ventricular arrhythmia. Another thing that can be kind of more subacutely, so maybe not right away, is you can get apical ballooning of the left ventricle. So it's called Takotsubo syndrome because the shape of the ventricle becomes like an octopus trap. That causes a cardiomyopathy and can cause some heart failure. I have it here. I don't know if you can see. This was documented in 1942 by someone named Walter Cannon. So there were certain people who were believed to be hexed or condemned to death by medicine men, because obviously the Hippocratic Oath didn't exist back then. So don't do that. Don't hex your patients. Basically what would happen is the people would believe that death was certain, and they would become so frightened that they would kind of have this sudden death, and poison was rolled out, so they theorized it was just the sympathetic adrenal system that was causing the death. It can be caused by grief, so that's why it's called broken heart syndrome sometimes, but it can be caused by any kind of rush of sympathetic emotion, mourning, or even from a triumph or a success.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success.
But, most of the time this does not lead to mortality. It doesn't actually kill you for the most part. Most of the people who actually die from this have some sort of pre-existing heart condition. And usually, if you survive that and you don't die instantly, care is usually supportive and it resolves in a few weeks. The point is, you can be scared to death. And in April, on April Fools, maybe we'll talk about how you can die of laughter. It was actually a reported case that I was researching before. So...
Why are you looking at reported cases of people dying from the weirdest?
Because that's what you Google. That's why you Google things. To look
Ladies
up all
and
the weird
gentlemen,
stuff from humanity.
See, you learn stuff from our quality
Even if you don't
content
want
streams.
to.